Hey, didn't see you guys there. Welcome back. It's another week of Dig Deep. I'm Peel.
And I'm Travis, and this is the Travis and Peel Show.
Dig deep.
My friends, you know the rules. Here we go. It's going to get Let's Get Deep by What Do You Mean Games, brought to us from our friends at Target. Travis picked this little ditty up at Target, and we're going to play. And if you don't know the rules, here they are. They're very simple. Neither of us have seen the cards. TD Bomb here is going to pick 3 cards at random, one being the first level of Icebreaker, the second being the next tier of Deep, and then everybody's favorite, the third tier, Deeper. And my friend, have you drawn the cards?
I have. They're sitting here face down, and they are
Ooh.
ready for action and adventure just as much as I am. It's good to see you, by the way.
Face down, flip them up. That's the way I like to get deep with my friend and tell personal stories.
All right, so you ready?
Yeah,
we're gonna
dig
break
deep.
the ice. Icebreaker. What's your favorite day of the week?
Sunday.
Why is that? Jesus.
No.
For Jesus.
Because football for a good portion of the year
Yeah.
is on Sunday.
Yeah, football's great.
And it's usually a good golf day. Sunday is a good golf day to go out and golf. So yeah, I like me some Sundays. They're a preferred day. You get brunch in. You're recovering from your Saturday, even if you worked late or if you just had the day off. So definitely like Sundays. It's that nice, easy rest day. And if football is on, then it is also jam packed with just sitting on the couch or hanging out at a bar with your friends, pre-COVID and post-COVID, and a little bit in COVID. But yeah, it's my jam. I love a good Sunday, and I love Sunday football. It's definitely a very holy day for me in those regards.
I agree with you on the football season front. There is something nice about a Friday. There's something just nice about a Friday around 4 or 5 o'clock. You're about to walk out the door for work for the weekend, and like I don't know, man. I really enjoy that. I really enjoy it.
We have different views on Fridays, 4 to 5 p.m., because that's the calm before the storm, before you start getting busy in restaurants.
Right,
So
yeah.
I'm just like, oh no. And Fridays really don't exist for
Yeah,
me,
exactly.
for restaurant workers and the essential folk.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely essential. Yeah, so Fridays for me, I have like your stereotypical 9 to 5 type schedule and everything. So Friday's a big deal for anyone in that position.
Jealous.
It's move to LA and I'll get you a job, buddy. Come on. Move to LA, I'll
West
get you a
Coast
job.
bound, my friends. There we go.
I
9 to
am
5er.
I am networking. I am building relationships with people. Look, you want to come? You want a 9 to 5? You and your girl move back home where her family's from, and I'll get you loving Fridays. You're gonna be knee deep in some Fridays. You heard?
TGIF. Let's get deep.
Do any of your family members follow you on social media?
Yeah, like a lot of them.
You have like 85 siblings.
Yeah, so I have. Yeah, there's a lot of people in my family. I mean, yeah, so a lot of nieces and nephews, a lot of great nieces and nephews. Some extended family, my family. So yeah, on all platforms of social media that I have at least 3 family members following me. And that's like, Snapchat and maybe like Instagram and Twitter. There's like 1 or 2 family members who are on there. But in fact, Facebook, yeah, that's riddled with peel.
Off topic. Little tangent. Never got into Snapchat. Never got it. Never understood it. I like things being archived, and not the fact that everything you post is gone in 24 hours seems kind of pointless. There's no.
No, it's good. So you can temporarily check in on people, and the shit you're doing is not saved. In case you're doing something, out there or totally extreme or anything. It's not saved. It's just, hey, this is my life. This is what I'm doing today. Because some people use that to, match up with people, go find them and, hang out with them and shit like that, because they have a little map thingy. So if you see like a buddy doing something like, oh, hey, I see you over at the golf course, man, what's going on? got a snap of them playing golf, go join
Hmm.
them. Oh, it's a more, I guess, for using it correctly. I don't know about all the other crap they have on there where they want you to watch all these like celebrity snaps and all that kind of crap, like, or whatever
Yeah,
kind of
people
daily memes
make
crap they
money.
have on there.
People make a lot
Yeah,
of money
like,
on
I don't get
Snapchat.
any of that, but just sharing bullshit that I'm doing, just whatever, checking in on other people. But yeah, it's not really a
Interesting.
main thing. It's a once in a while thing I'll ever check Snapchat or even put anything on there, and I'll go months without ever even opening the app. But yeah, and really just now starting to get into using Instagram. I've had it forever. I just didn't use it or get on there. And just now in the past, like, 6 months to a year, started, using Instagram as well. And then, Facebook's the tried and true. And then, still keeping up with my MySpace page, got to update the music. Got to get my little
Oh, for
graphics
sure.
and memes going across still,
Absolutely.
So,
Funny little, like, we talking about social media when that's not even the topic and everything, but like a funny little story about MySpace since you brought it up. When I remember the first big celebrity. Do you remember who the first big celebrity on MySpace was? It's a really random person, but they were like the first like really early like big like famous celebrity. Kind of close. John Lovitz was like the first marquee celebrity to like jump on the MySpace train. I remember that super, super early. And I remember being like, John Lovitz, like, this is real. And it was like,
was
based
he
on
in the nude?
Based on the images and the style of images that he had and the content that he had on this website, like he had stuff like from behind the scenes at like comedy clubs and stuff like that. There's no way it could have been someone fake. It was real. It was a real account. He talked to me like I had a very quick back and forth in messages with John Lovitz very early on in
that's
the MySpace. Yeah, that's the ticket. All right, so that was well, actually I haven't gone yet. Do any of your family members follow you on social media? They do now. There was a time early in my Facebook life where I did not have any family. It was just friends, acquaintances, work people, things like that. It was just not a space that I wanted to, I don't know. It wasn't my family space for whatever reason, not anything personal or anything. It's just that it wasn't my space. Like if I want to talk to my family, I will call them. I will talk to them. I will go see them. And also at the time, like we were actually both all living in Atlanta. And I think it was actually when we moved to Charleston, we moved away from family. That was the point where I started like adding everybody because, okay, well now I'm not talking to people as regularly. So then I started adding more people. But for some time, it wasn't a place for family for me. But now everybody's on there.
Yeah, it's a place for everyone.
Yeah,
well, there we go.
All right,
let's dig deeper, my friend. Let's get that third card out here. Last question of the day.
What's the worst date you've ever been on?
Worst date I've ever been on. I know you got one in the chamber. You have to. You got to have one in the chamber.
There's two. One's not funny and one's...
Let me ponder on this.
One's not funny and one's pretty funny.
Well, what's the question is, what's the funniest, right? Or what's the worst?
The worst. What's the worst date?
The worst.
So there was I don't know if you remember this. You have to pull this one deep and everything. We were hanging out a lot. We were hanging out in Bay St. Louis, Mississippi quite a bit. There was this blonde girl who we met within a group of people. And the only way I think that you could possibly remember her is that she loved Superman. That was her superhero. And then you were like, no, fucking Spider-Man is the best. And she's like, no, Superman's the best. I got Superman underoos.
I do remember this.
You do remember her, okay?
Yes.
So her and I eventually went on a date. It was fucking terrible. We had absolutely nothing in common. I don't remember her face. I mean, I don't remember like her name, but like I remember like her face. I remember she was taller than me. I was really uncomfortable that she was taller than me, and there was no goodnight kiss. It was just awkward from start to finish. Like our conversations didn't match. It was just really, really bad. Her food was messed up and had to get sent back, and we had to like. And she was like, "Oh, by all means, go ahead and eat. Go ahead and eat. I promise you, everything's okay." So I remember just sitting there, and I finished my food, and her food still ain't got there, and it came back, and it was still wrong. So she was just in a completely bad mood. I was not happy with the situation.
I can't believe you ate the food.
And like she pulled no she I said, look, I'm not gonna eat, but she's like, no, please eat, it's gonna get cold, like it's like eat. And dropping her off, it was just like I said, it was no goodbye kiss or anything like that. It was literally the last time I ever saw her. You know, it's a bad date that when you
Like,
drop
bye.
somebody off, you never see them again. I had no interest in calling. I'm sure she had no interest in calling. It was just bad. There was another one. It's not necessarily a date, but we
Just a
were
little,
living
one night stand, a little freaky deaky.
we were living in Ocean Springs together in Mississippi.
Mm-hmm.
And you had some friends come over for some like business dealings. It was a guy and like his sister, I think it was, and his sister was beautiful, and the entire time, and it's one of those girls that she was so pretty that I had no interest in even thinking about liking her back.
This
I was
was
like,
in Ocean Springs.
yeah, it was like way out of my league. And she, her and I, while her and I like I said, I assume it was her brother. They definitely went out together as like a couple. She comes over and starts talking to me, and I'm like, oh man, like I'm starting to get to know her. So this technically isn't a date, but like we clicked immediately. Okay. And I'm just like, okay, this is really, really great. And I'm like, man, how in the world does this girl just instantly interested in a schlub like me? Way out of my league. And they left, and I'm like, Peel, she was hot. And she digs me a lot. And I remember you being like, really? You thought she was good looking? And I'm like, yeah. But you remember that?
I know what this is.
Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, now that Peel remembers this, he was like, really, man? Like, did you not look at her hand? And I'm like, no, I didn't look at her fucking hand. So eventually, Peel tells me that her hand's like massively jacked up. And I'm like, I didn't. So I ended up seeing her again. Not on a date.
I remember
And then I saw the hand. And if you guys have ever seen like Scary Movie 2, where the butler has his hand and he's like, take my hand, take my strong hand. It was just like nubby and deformed. And I'm telling you, this poor girl must have been a terrible person in her previous life, if reincarnation exists, because, and this is how I know that there is no God. This is why I'm atheist today. No God would make a girl that beautiful. No God would make a girl that beautiful and give her a fucked up deformed hand. That, my friend, is fucked up. That to this day, and I am not joking. To this day, after that one thing, Peel, every time I had met a girl up until that point, I looked at every fucking appendage in my entire life. And actually, one time, I noticed I was like, flirting around with a girl and everything, and I looked and I saw that she had like 2 toes connected, like web toes, and I'm like, nope. I'm glad I learned my lesson. I'm not messing around with that.
I'm gonna nope the fuck out of this situation.
She was nice.
By the way, the views of travisbaum are not expressly the views of the Travis and Peel show. Those are pretty shallow, man. Just because she has a deformity doesn't make her a beautiful person. Not in here, man.
Dude, that hand was bad, bro.
Yeah,
Look,
well, yeah, I know. That's why I never flirted with her.
Yeah, it was bad. But anyway, the final,
really
the final,
shallow. It's really bad, and we were really young too. But
we
yeah,
were super
it's
young.
One of those things where, I mean, I don't know. I guess there's just better people than us. Yeah, we come off really shitty right now.
I admit it. It was super shallow, but also we were like in our like young 20. Like we're like 20. Yeah. 20 and 19 and stuff like that. Living on our own. We had no business living on our fucking own.
All right, worst date for me. was actually in Houston. It was a couple years ago, maybe
Mm.
like 4 years.
Okay.
So I met this chick through some friends. Seemed really cool.
Right.
We're gonna go meet up and have a coffee first and have a conversation, see if we liked each other's company, and decide what we wanted to do from there.
Mhm.
So I met this cool little like hipster coffee shop. Got like specialty drinks made, sat on their patio, hung out, bullshitted for a little bit. We were kind of hitting it off. We liked a bunch of the same music. Turns out like she liked wrestling, and like her dad used to be a wrestler.
Oh, cool.
And I was like, oh wow. So like we had this huge conversation.
What a
about
coincidence.
that. Yeah, right.
Mhm.
And then she's like, okay, yeah, let's go let's go down to the English pub and let's go, get some food and like get some drinks. We're like, cool. So we got some bangers of mash, drinking some Guinnesses, having some some Jameson. And she's like, yeah, this place is fun. Okay, let's go over to this other place. It's like, maybe a half mile down the street. So we get there. And then we start taking just shots of Jameson. And so maybe like 4-5 shots in throughout the evening.
So first date, real quick, first date, and you're like this dropping shots.
Yep, and so was she.
All right.
Tit for tat. It wasn't just like me. She
That's what I'm
was
saying. No,
boom, boom.
I'm fine. I've never done it before. It's interesting. I think it's
Yeah.
cool.
So we're at this establishment, and we're on the back patio, which has like tables and everything, and we're sitting down at the tables, and then she starts crying, talking about her dad and her life and how she was abused and all these horrible things. I'm like, oh shit. And then she's still wanting to drink, so like I'm like, I don't think we should. Let's start getting mixed drinks. Let's not take shots. So like I try to get like a mixed drink at a little bartender. I'm like, ease down on that shit. And she starts like taking other people's drinks and shooting them, and then she starts just crying. Like I'm talking like crying, like screaming in the middle of this place. Just,
Oh,
"Ah!"
Jesus
And I'm just like,
Christ.
what the fuck? Everybody's like looking at me and trying to calm her down. I'm like, hey, is everything all right? And this is the first day that I've ever like hung out with this person, like for real, because like I said, we're just mutual acquaintances through somebody else. And then she just like turns around and looks at me, and while she's crying, gets on my lap and starts giving me a lap dance in the middle of this restaurant patio, like bar place. And I'm just like, I don't stop it. I'm just like, okay, whatever. But then everybody's looking at me like the manager's coming over, like, you guys can't be doing that here. You guys need to probably leave the establishment. So I'm like, okay, this chick is totally whack. Like, this is totally a crazy fucking person. And then, but we took her car to this place. I'm like, okay, we gotta get in her car, get back to my car, so that way I can leave. So we get in her car. She won't let me drive. We get in her car, and then she just keeps driving, and she drives past where we're supposed to go. I'm like, what are you doing? She's like, I'm gonna take you back to my place. And she's just like talking all this crazy mess. And I'm like, what the hell? So anyways, we stopped to get gas. I dip out and just like take off.
You just fucking run.
I dip out, take off, because we were only like a mile away. I was like, I know where my car is at. So I go get my car. And yeah, crazy effing story, dude. Just
You are a fucking
wow
hero. You're a hero and a patriot. You literally ran away from your date. It's so fucking great. I love it so much. And that, my friends, is why we get deeper in this segment. Oh my god, that was so funny. I didn't know where that was going.
Yeah, well, there you go. I like to run away. He likes to handicap. Go from there. Until next time, my friends, make sure that you like, subscribe, and share. And Travis, any words of wisdom to leave with our parting guest?
Be kind to one another. That's it. Nothing funny. It's 420.
Do
It was a big.
good every
It was
day.
it was a big day for society. An interesting day for society. Guys, just be good to one another. That's it. That's all I got.
Stay safe out there.